Welcome back to Stormwatch 2023. I'm ABC Action News Chief Meteorologist Dennis Phillips. As we prepare for this hurricane season, we can't help but look back on last year and say how lucky we were to be spared by Hurricane Ian. The monster storm caused nearly $113 billion worth of damage in Florida alone and killed more than 150 people, mostly in Lee County. For longtime Floridians, we remember this feeling too, as Ian took a nearly identical track to Hurricane Charlie back in 2004. Days before landfall, Hillsborough County issued evacuation orders for specific zones as the bay was right in the middle of a potential track. Then it shifted south. But what would have happened if the storm had followed some of those earlier projections? Meteorologist Greg D shows us how this storm would have changed the Bay Area forever.
Hurricane Ian made landfall south of the Bay Area last year, but for a while it looked like this storm was going to head right into our region. So what would happen if it hit here? Well, let's go back first and look at the storm's impact on Fort Myers Beach. The official report coming out indicating 10 to 15 feet of storm surge on Fort Myers Beach. But what is storm surge? Here's what it is. As the storm moves forward to the right of the eye, the winds are blowing in the same direction the storm is moving in. That sweeps the ocean, piling it up to the right of the eye, and that pile of water literally moves ashore when the storm does. There are many factors that really impact how big the surge gets, from minimal pressure to the angle of the approach, the size of the maximum winds, forward motion, and the continental shelf. How deep is the Gulf of Mexico offshore? It turns out on the west coast of Florida, the ocean is not very deep, well offshore. That makes it easier for storms to gather water and send them in our direction. Let me show you another view of what that looks like, an animation of storm surge moving ashore during a major hurricane. Let's say a storm is approaching the coast, the winds start to blow ashore, the ocean starts to rise, literally moving in. At first it's 3 feet, but the winds continue. An hour or two later, it continues to rise now to 6 feet. And in some cases, with a major hurricane like Ian, that rise in ocean level could be more than 12 feet. And that's what we saw on the southwest coast of Florida. If this storm were to hit the Bay Area, the flooding would be incredible. We are very vulnerable to it. The Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council put together these 3D images of what a potential major storm surge could look like in the year 2045, factoring in sea level rise. This is downtown St. Pete before the storm. This is downtown St. Pete after. All of the pier, the parks, and much of downtown completely underwater. Now let's move over towards Tampa. Before the storm, the Hillsborough River past the Straz and into downtown. Now the same city after the storm, completely inundated with water, much of the downtown covered by several feet of rising ocean levels. We definitely do not want to see this in the Bay Area anytime soon.
The evacuations issued before Ian are an important reminder for all of us to know our evacuation zones. So take a look at this map. It shows Pinellas, Hillsborough, and Manatee counties, the ones that border the bay. You see all of these colors? They represent different evacuation zones. The reds are evacuation zone A, B is in the orange, C is the yellow, D is the green, and E is the purple. You can learn what your evacuation zone is on our website, abcactionnews.com/hurricane. So even though the Bay Area was not directly hit by Hurricane Ian, we all remember some local communities were flooded out by heavy rainfall. So we went into some of the harder areas hit and asked county officials what improvements have been made. We're told preventative flooding is not an easy task. It takes community effort, being aware of the risks, and more than just time to make infrastructural changes. ABC Action News reporter Lydia Vasquez shows us what local leaders say will make a difference going forward.
We're here in East Bartow, which has a history of flooding, unfortunately, due to the Peace River is right behind us.
After a wet couple of weeks prior to Hurricane Ian, this Bartow community was flooded out when the storm hit.
This area where we're standing now after Hurricane Ian was underwater. The houses behind us, had several feet of water in them.
Paul Womble, Director of Emergency Management for Polk County, tells me flooding lasted for several weeks. We were there when first responders had to rescue people from rising waters.
We would have been in water here up to our knees or higher.
And now as we head into yet another hurricane season, Womble says for communities like East Bartow, there is no quick fix for next time.
One option for flood is to elevate a home, right? Well, that's just not something you can come in and lift the house up and do that in a week. There's permitting and all the things that go along with those type of capital project. Funding's always an issue. A lot of people say, well, let's just not build where it floods. If you live in those areas and that's your home.
Womble says flooding is one of the many hazards Central Florida faces. Adding the city, county, and state can make improvements like adding more pumps, but it's crucial homeowners know their risk and do their part.
I get asked that a lot, especially now. Hey, Paul, what are they thinking for the season? And my answer is always the same. It only takes one. It only takes one hurricane or one flood or one disaster, and whether that affects one property or hundreds or thousands, everybody has to be ready, and they should have a plan.
In East Bartow, I'm Lydia Vasquez, ABC Action News.
The destruction from Hurricane Ian left behind a massive bill. A report from NOAA puts the cost of Ian at nearly $113 billion, making it the third costliest storm on record. And that means it joins the list of 94 other storms whose names have been retired. Hurricane Fiona, which devastated Puerto Rico last year, also joined the list. When this cycle of storm names returns in 2028, Idris and Farah will replace those storm names. This year, 4 names are being replaced from the last time the list was used back in 2017. Harold, Adalia, Margot, and Nigel replace major storms from that year that included Harvey, Irma, Maria, and Nate. The first storm will be Arlene. So as we get into hurricane season, we're going to see differences in how we track storms and how meteorologists with the National Hurricane Center communicate with all of us. ABC Action News meteorologist Jason Adams is talking with them to learn what changes they're making this upcoming hurricane season.
Hurricane Ian is now Florida's costliest hurricane on record, a staggering $112 billion U.S. disaster, with $109 billion of that right here in Florida. It's the United States' third costliest hurricane on record, only behind Harvey and Katrina. It is also Florida's deadliest hurricane since the Labor Day hurricane of 1935, 156 deaths in total, with 150 of those right here in Florida. Hurricane Ian exposed just how truly vulnerable the United States still is when it comes to storms that we fortunately rarely ever experience. These vulnerabilities continue to be discussed today amongst the meteorological community, as well as local and state emergency managers and officials. Ian exposed some of the barriers that still exist in communicating the direct and potential impacts a community may experience, even if they are not in the exact center track of a forecast cone. As you undoubtedly remember, a lot of the focus as Ian was moving over Cuba was a track further north into the Tampa-St. Pete area. Evacuation orders were already well underway as forecast models continue to hone in on areas from Sarasota north.
The models coming out of, Cuba there, they were shifting it a little bit to the west, making that more northern, at one time it was in the Big Bend. And then it kind of went a little bit more to the, west, and then it kind of shifted a little bit then. But, they're taking into account what's going on in the upper atmosphere, what's going on in the mid-levels, what's, the steering flow down below. And there's a lot. And, they're very complex systems, hurricanes. And, the atmosphere is a very complex system.
What you may not remember is that at the same time, hurricane warnings and storm surge warnings were also being issued for areas well to the south. Those same areas where Ian eventually made landfall.
Some of the later advisories, and as those advisories go on, the shift kept kind of going east and east, which means, of course, that makes landfall further south. We had already started messaging, no matter where you are on the Florida coast, you're probably going to be impacted. So we were trying to push that message out and not just to focus on the center of the cone, because really that's just the cone represents where the center of the storm could go.
Local officials began to issue evacuation orders further south as it gradually became clear that the storm was taking a hard right turn, something we've seen in this part of Florida so often. Charlie, Irma, a few of the recent examples with that rightward jog, and now we have Hurricane Ian. Our weather team here at ABC Action News will continue to be as transparent as possible in communicating all possibilities during a storm threat. You have heard our team say, don't focus on the center line. A landfall is possible anywhere inside the forecast cone. After Ian, it is more important than ever to make sure that people truly hear that. A very subtle deviation in the forecast track left or right can have significant consequences to those who may not be prepared and are only focused on the center line.
So let's say the track is shifted just 20 miles to the west. Now, instead of Fort Myers, Hurricane Ian is impacting Tampa Bay. If it just shifts 25 miles to the west instead of Tampa Bay, now it's all the way up in Cedar Key. So that's a difference of like 256 miles that really would just be caused by a tiny little wobble one way or another.
Still to come on Stormwatch 2023, we're sharing your voice. Our Paul Agrone hits the Riverwalk to get your questions and concerns as the 2023 hurricane season quickly approaches. Plus, we're back on the ground in one of the communities devastated by Ian's floodwaters. The recovery still underway and the help needed in Hardee County.